Wind in the high pines didn't just move, it whispered, as if it had something to say only to those who'd learned to live alone. It was noon, and Jonah, known in the valley as the Mountain Man, was stacking wood when he saw her. A woman, blonde hair tumbling like a curtain toward the snow, hanging upside down from the beam of his cabin roof. No scream, no fight left in her, just eyes wide with fear, not madness. And burned into the pale skin above her heart, cruel and permanent, were the words, Apache lover. Before I take you further, welcome to Whispers of Kindness, a place where stories breathe slow, and soft words carry weight. If you believe compassion can change the weather inside someone's soul, stay. You're home here. Jonah had seen marks like that before, on his own people, years ago, when a town decided love across a line on a map was treason. He'd buried family because of it. Since then, he'd lived far from others, in a silence that suited his scars. But this woman wasn't a ghost from the past, she was here, swaying in the cold wind, a question hanging in the air. He could walk away. Or he could cut her down. He set aside his rifle, climbed up, and with one sharp pull, the rope came free. She fell into his arms like a sack of firewood, limp and cold. Inside, by the hearth, she coughed herself back to the living, eyes darting between him and the door. If you're going to kill me, do it, she rasped. I'm tired of people making promises they don't keep. I don't kill, Jonah said. Not anymore. He wrapped her in a blanket, set a steaming bowl of rabbit stew before her. She ate without thanks, he liked that. Gratitude too soon could be a survival tactic. Her name was Elsa. She told him nothing else that night, and he didn't ask. Some truths need room to walk to you. Days passed. He chopped wood, she mended his shirt with stitches small as whispers. They didn't pry. He noticed her hands shaking less. He didn't ask about the brand, but one morning she told him anyway, while passing him a bowl. They said I betrayed my own, she murmured. Because I refused to spit on a man who gave me bread when I was hungry. That man, he would have forgiven me if I had. That made them angrier. Jonah knew that kind of anger, handed down like an heirloom. He didn't tell her she was safe forever, only that she was safe here, for now. Honesty, he believed, was a better gift than comfort you couldn't keep. The peace didn't last. It was the 5th day when Jonah heard horses. 3 men rode out of the tree line, faces hard, eyes searching. The leader, tall and sharp-jawed, called him neighbor in a voice that scraped. They were looking for a problem, a girl who didn't know respect. We heard you're friendly to strays, the man said. I'm friendly to the living, Jonah replied, quiet but firm. They asked to look inside. Jonah stood in their way. You can look at the mountain, he said, but not here. And then Elsa's voice came from behind him, if you're speaking of me, speak to me. She stepped out, hair combed, the brand hidden. I own no one my suffering, she said. And I own no one my silence. Jonah moved to stand beside her. You can't have her, he told the men. Not because she's mine. Because she's hers. Something in the leader's jaw shifted, a crack in the old story he'd been told. He tipped his hat slowly, muttered they'd regret this, and rode off. Jonah knew they'd be back. That night, by the fire, Elsa said there was a woman named Mireille 2 valleys over, who helped those the world tried to erase. Jonah offered to take her, not as a savior, but as a witness. They left at dawn. The trail was treacherous, ice pretending to be water, snow hiding holes, but Jonah kept her ahead of him, breaking the wind with his body. Midway through, new riders appeared, rifles ready. The first shot split Jonah's hat from his head. He didn't draw his own gun. He took Elsa's hand. Ride, he said, and they found a narrow gully to stand their ground. The riders demanded Elsa. She stepped forward before Jonah could stop her. If you must take something, she told them, take our refusal to hate you. It's the only thing we can give that won't keep hurting us." The men didn't know what to do with that. Violence understands mirrors, not windows. Jonah offered them water and a fire instead of a fight. After a long, taut silence, the leader lowered his rifle. "Not today," he said, and they rode off, smaller somehow. They reached Mireille's station by dusk, a cabin of stubborn wood and open arms. Mireille took one look at Elsa, another at Jonah, and understood. Inside, kindness began its quiet work. Weeks later, the brand was healing under salve, and Elsa was helping newcomers find their footing. Jonah mended fences, fixed clocks, learned the names of birds. One evening, Elsa asked, "Do you hate them?" "No," he said after a pause. "I remember. I refuse. I rebuild." She leaned against him. "Then we're free." He thought of the words she had carried to him that first day, a tale where silence held pain, and kindness broke the chain. "Yes," he said. "We broke it." And somewhere, high on the mountain, the wind agreed. If this story loosened something inside you, some old knot that didn't belong, carry that feeling forward. Be the hand that cut someone down from the rope the world hung them on. Follow and share whispers of kindness so we can keep telling stories that remind the world mercy is not weakness, it's weather strong enough to move mountains.